attempting to move off-grid and do things with as much consciousness as I am able to muster at this stage of my life. And this type of lifestyle, you don't have any free time. You're just all the time doing stuff for the homestead and preparing for the next thing and the storm and the this and the that and catching the rainwater and just building new things and starting from scratch and learning, and having had maybe people that I've helped and participated in their projects over time that were amazing experiences and teachers. But definitely I've never attempted to do all of this on my own, and obviously I'm not on my own. I've got like fabulous Katesh who is like the most fabulous, steadfast, solid friend that came out here with me from Tulum, and is just right on board helping me carry the bags of dirt and put the stove together. We made a little rocket stove, and it's finally drying, so it's burning properly, and we're so excited. And it's the second one. The other one, we didn't know you had to wet the bricks, and so it fell apart after like 6 days. But I didn't do a forecast 13 days ago because this whole adventure has been also encompassing, and it turned out that there were bandits in the neighborhood that were breaking into different houses, and we have all our stuff out here. We're just in tents, and you know, like I saw a guy looking over the wall at us, and that was totally creepy, and it totally beckoned Cali from within us, and we totally vanished their energy. But still, we couldn't feel like we could leave the property and go anywhere, and we didn't have internet or anything, and so it was just like man the fort and take care of business kind of time, and it was perfect for that. And now we have internet on the land, and so I am so much more free to be able to do your forecast at the same time that I'm making dinner. So I put on some tea, that way I think we'll have enough time so that I can share the forecast for this 13 days with you, while that doesn't need any tending to. So, let me see. Okay, these are my notes. This is what I base my forecast on. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some scribbles here and here and here. So, in the inner self, right now, we started yesterday the cycle of the earth, which is Caban, and this is the earth navigator that is connecting with life from the base of deep knowing and absolute surrender to the guidance that is being given by the divine feminine in all her myriad forms. And so this frequency of Caban is an embodiment of feeling energy, and therefore right now we're connecting with emotions that are coming from the whole planet and at every stage of life within the planet. So this amazing frequency of the earth that asks us to feel and to totally connect with the ways that we can really tend to ourselves in constructive wisdom ways. So kind of like if I have a headache, instead of just pushing through my headache and taking a Tylenol and then going to the meeting, I would instead I'm gonna move over here. Okay, so headache. What is headache? And what maybe am I resisting or I don't want to connect with? And then be able to do maybe a specific yoga pose or a little massage technique, and then put the peppermint oil and the different pressure points, and maybe put some, I don't know, lavender on my pillow, turn off the lights, and just go to sleep for a little bit, meditating on whatever it is that is coming through from this headache. Obviously, I would drink 1 liter of water before I went to sleep. And so the way that the earth season of these 13 days works is that the more that we really listen to what's coming through our bodies, and the more that we pay attention to what's coming through our dreams, the random people we run into, the messages and the different signs on the street, or the commercials in the radio, or even the lyrics of the song that you are listening to, it's all meant to be the goddess communicating with us in all of a multitude of expressions and absolute pristine voices. And so animals, numbers, geometries, colors, different energetic configurations, you could be able to tap into the patterns and see how they are unfolding for you right now. And yet, in order to be able to understand these many different tongues that the goddess possesses, it's really important to sort of have enough resources around you so that you can research. So if you run into a woodpecker, that you can really see what woodpecker is about and read up on it, just like a little paragraph. Just get some idea of what that color means, what that number means, what different things, different plants, different places in the world. And so the more that we tap into what the goddess is telling us, the more that we are being led moment to moment on like this amazing treasure hunt, that every step of the way holds a clue and there's a riddle and we get a divine jewel. And as we solve the riddle and get that jewel through paying attention to how our body's feeling, or maybe a reoccurring feeling or something. And this is all very erratic, eccentric, totally eclectic. It's like chaos theory, the way that the flap of the butterfly wings transforms into the monsoon, so far away. That kind of ripple effect that the goddess dances in, which are the sacred spirals of divine becoming, is just so fabulous to see within this 13-day period how all of it is not meant to make any sense. You could get out of your house and be like, I'm going to the bank, and then the second you step out the door, you're like, actually, I'm just going this way, and I'm talking to this person and doing all these other things, and all the plans go out the window. So right now we're meant to be mining the sacred wisdom contained within all the random feelings and the So with this energy of the feelings and the emotions, there is also the connection to the end of the cycle, which is ruled by the sign of Muluk. So the end of this 13-day cycle is the sign of the moon and emotions at a family and community level. So this whole universal connectivity of frequency and emotion that is taking us on this amazing roller coaster ride for this 13 days transcends itself and is able to move beyond its own sort of frequency through the energy of self-purification, fasting, cleansing, doing a sweat lodge, creating an altar, doing a ceremony of release, a ceremony of rebirth, a ceremony of cleansing. And so all of these amazing ways that we can totally wash ourselves from the memories and be able to bring out of the subconscious all of the childhood little things, but through a divine offering of gratitude, by being able to create a ceremony of death or a ceremony of transformation or any ceremony at all that is simply allowing us to completely surrender and bring to consciousness all that has been, so that we can have full dominion and absolute familiarity within gratitude of the deepest darkness within ourselves as well as the most radiant light, because either one can become, intoxicating. Like the energy of the moon in the light can make you drunk, and you might be so blessed that you forget all of your gratitude. You come to take it for granted, and then you can be in such deep darkness that you feel that you will die and absolutely suffocate. But then there is the power that resides within the full depth of rage and anger to love and ecstasy and all the things in between. The deeper that we dive into either one, the more profound that we can experience either one and all, and be able to go beyond the attachment to any one emotion and be just the waterfall pouring, absolutely connected with all the feelings of all the relations in all the world. And yet at the same time that we are emanating this waterfall of feeling, we are able to have gratitude for everything that passes and command power, like Yemanya or Poseidon, and being able to control the tides and be able to purify the land. And so this cycle offers us the opportunity to become way more sensitive and way more certain about our sensitivity, without feeling like, am I tripping out? Is this really how am I really perceiving something? Or is it just some weird trip I have inside my head? Or is it a memory from something? And so this whole energy just invites us to completely cleanse and purify and bring into awareness, so that then we can be more present in real time with the situations as they are arising and acting on them from right now, with the wealth of wisdom and empowerment I've received from all of my amazing emotional surrenderings. And yet at the same time, right now, I am not held back by any of it because it has all become the source of my power. And I am aware of all of my little traumas and little bullshits and all the crazy things. And it is irrelevant because now it's crystalline water. But we have to cleanse the liver and the lungs and the blood and just eat, you know, well, stay hydrated, like really completely take care of our bodies in a very free, spontaneous, ceremonial fashion. And then in the outer self, this was the inner self. And so in the outer self, in the inner self, we started in September 2nd, Chicchan 1, which is all about consciousness within the body. And so it's about becoming present and conscious and aware of the voice of the body and following completely its instinctual drives and everything that it wants. So eating what your body wants you to eat, not what your head is telling you that sounds yummy. And being able to sleep when your body is asking for sleep and not thinking, oh, I'm super tired, but I still gotta go to the movies and do this and that. No, just surrender to that sleep. Go to your bed and make it super conscious. Put little darkness, turn off the Wi-Fi, you know, take off all the elastics and just lay down and completely surrender to consciously resting. Or also with the Serpent, it's all the Kundalini energy and amazing, fabulous, divine sexual energy. And with this, it's all about divine sexuality pouring through us, through as we walk through the mountains, as we dance, as we completely connect with our own romance in our own individuality, because the Serpent's all about individual consciousness. And so it's about how we become disciples of ourselves and totally embody the discipline to listen to the command of our body and its profound wisdom that drives us and takes us, and the mind doesn't even have to think about it. And that's why taking care of being conscious with every choice we make when we eat and everything helps, so that we are not all of a sudden all confused and having an intense experience with not knowing exactly what our bodies need because we had too much cake, or not knowing what my body needs because I've been overworking and not taking any breaks. And so all of this capacity to respond to life effectively, like full-on hunter-huntress, is only able to come out of our total discipline of listening to the body. And so this 13 days from September 2nd until the 14th is all about that, and that itself is transcended by connecting to the languages of the world and listening to her many voices and being able to follow the clues as they arise and be willing and able to solve the riddles by profoundly surrendering to self-care and self-love, and really reaching out and investigating what things mean in different traditions, what they mean in different parts of the world, what they represent. And there's reasons why humanity has developed such deep relationships with these amazing brothers and sisters of the world, and plants and symbolisms and different initiatory archetypes. This is embedded in our bones. This stuff is just part and parcel of our heroic tale. So being able to really tap into the vast wealth of knowledge, which is all following through your body. I mean, it's all flowing out of your body anyway. And then after September 15th, we move into the cycle of the mirror, which is all about isolation, contemplation, being able to be in nature and have the capacity to meditate and open up completely our conscious presence to such a degree of open feeling too, that we embrace the whole entire existence of creation. Even though our mind cannot necessarily conceive of it, our feelings can certainly embrace it. And that's why life is a glorious feeling. No matter what we feel, it's still the profound feelings that we journey through life. And so this moment of the mirror is about gaining clarity and discernment within the mind and perception about what things I think and what things I believe that are an illusion and what is truth. So, because the mirror of society can sometimes be so muddy and there can be so many flies and different incessant smudges blurring the truth, Then the mirror goes out to nature, that is the most pristine reflection. So when you're looking at the waterfall, looking at the stars, looking at the sunrise, looking at the cliff, feeling the breeze, watching the hawks flying, when you really are out in pristine nature and you open up to feel all that nature is. Hi, I'm back. The camera, the iPad, I don't know, something's wrong with it. It says I have no room, but I totally know I do, except I don't know anything about electronics. So now we're trying the computer. So I was mentioning that we were moving into the energy of the mirror and that this had everything to do with connecting with truth. Oh, and I also wanted to show you the thing I made for the kitchen that is for hanging the pans, and it has this cute little lanterns there and there, and it's very lovely at night, and the candles are ever so sweet, and our little hammock with our mosquito net over there is so fun and cozy in the middle of the storms. And so, with the energy of this 13-day cycle in the mirror aspect, we have the need to be able to pierce through the illusions of the stories that people tell themselves and be able to inject the situations with our insights. But this insight is only clarified and honed and sharpened when we invest time in solitude and isolation in pristine, beautiful places and be able to leave behind all distractions and all the books and the telephones and the friends and everybody, and really just go on our own. Ladies, obviously go somewhere safe, don't go some creepy place, but definitely make the time, even if it's just a little, even if it's just 20 minutes, whatever it is, even if it was a park in the middle of the city or the little grassy spot in your balcony or whatever. It's so important to really make time for that solitude and that contemplation and that closeness with the cosmos, and obviously being able to see the stars and having vast vistas with having cliffs or the ocean or the desert. All those expansive places are particularly fabulous for this energy. And so the relationship between the inner and outer self is really empowering right now, and there's a lot of collaboration. We are going definitely through a very emotional and feeling time that requires constant purification and listening to and really making time for our body to be able to just give us all the wisdom. And obviously, this might not seem like wisdom right now, but by the time we're 80, it will be quite developed. And the more that we invest this kind of wisdom seeking, extracting of knowledge time into our feelings, our physical well being, our sexual energy, our relationships with others, and with our own bodies. And that just helps us to step more fully into all of the beautiful ways that life is truly a feeling, and we are really here just gathering beautiful pearls of feelings and draping them over the beautiful mantle of our existence through this journey. This is the amazing, beautiful thing that we get to carry with us in the transitions through this world. How deeply we feel, how honestly we feel, and how much we truly dive to see with full conscious awareness and gratitude and forgiveness into all the many different feelings and the stories, and being able to just observe them, feel them, and cultivate them as a source of strength and power. So, thank you. Have a beautiful time. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I just want to show you the delicious plantain with caramel sauce that Katish is making in our super cute little stove.
Welcome to...
Look at that.
Ta-da!
Plantain and delicious caramel sauce on the rocket stove.